Hello everybody, welcome to this part 7 of the Arduboy dev stream. Okay, so today we will continue our development. I have implemented some more animation outside of the stream. Because like I said in previous stream, that takes some time to tune a bit. So I will show you the animation I have done, and then I think we will try to integrate those animation properly in the game. All right, so I started by the spike. So we have some spike in the game that can be on the floor. So I would say vertical spike or horizontal, depends how you want to call it. And there is also spike on the wall, on the side of the wall. So this spike are lethal. That means if the main character touch it, or even an AI touch it, then just lose one life. So I also want to have this gameplay in the game, of course. And I thought how to make a spike. So I thought I should use first I implemented like this, just like few pixels, of course. But the problem is, if you just draw these pixels on the Arduboy screen, it will probably be not visible for the player, because those pixels will get lost with the other pixels of the decoration of the walls and all that stuff, or the floor. So for the player, those spikes won't be very visible, almost invisible. So, and because the Arduboy is only a black and white, two color, just black and white screen, we cannot use color or gray or level of gray to make this spike more visible, or this spike to differ a lot from the background. So actually, I guess the only way we have is to do animation. So if you do some animation, then maybe the player will see that this is something that may be dangerous or not, or interesting. But at least it's not like a static decor. So for the spike animation, what I had in mind is like having a kind of shiny sparks, I would say, or lightning, I would say, going on the spike, as if the spike was a kind of shiny metal spike. And just a minute, please. So yeah, I lost my mind. Sorry about that. Yes, so the shiny line, and then that's what I implemented here. So if you see the spike is like this, then you have a black line, like diagonal lines going through here. So first it goes here, then it goes there, then it goes there, then it goes here, and finally here. So we will see a kind of line going like this. And yeah, I want to make that kind of shiny lines going through the spike, just to make the spike like dangerous. So we can see, I will show you how it looks like on the Arduboy. I have the horizontal spike with, like you see, the shiny line going on top of it. And I also implemented a vertical one, and this one I draw it in the mirror. So on the code side is very it's just, this is just a debug code so far that I put in the draw of the map manager, and I put quite fast actually update, and then I modulo on the number of frame, which is 6 so far. So I draw it 3 times. One is mirror, but actually so I like the animation speed, but actually I don't want to have this animation going all the way in a loop like this. What I would like is to have this line going one time, then having a kind of pause, like, I don't know, like 2 seconds maybe, 1, 2, and then shoof, the line goes again. So this is not, well, I don't want to have this like repeating in a loop. It's a bit strange. So we just make one line pass. So we just play the animation one time for every 2 or 3 seconds, I would say. That's the plan, and then it will be enough to just attract the attention of the player, saying, hey, look, there's a spike here, and that's it. Once the player have noticed it, then he knows that these little pixels here are actually a spike and not just some random decor. But we will implement it later. I just wanted to see how the animation feels so far. We can adjust the speed also later, of course. All right. The next animation that I've implemented. So let me. That's the vertical spike. It's the same. Shoof. And then the next one is I will probably talk about the statuette, I will say. So this is this one has no animation. It's just a bonus. So in the original Rick Dangerous game, you could collect some statuettes. I mean, in the first level, and then that gives you some bonus. So I want to keep that also. So I want this small statuette to be in the game. That's also kind of a trap for the players. It's like it attracts the players. Say, hey, come here, go there, try to get that one. So it's like a second level of gameplay. If you want to get all the statuette, then you may have to take more risk, for example. But the statuette is the same problem. If I just put the statuette in the level like this, that won't be very visible, not super visible. So I also need a kind of animation, kind of shiny animation. This time I didn't do a kind of oblique or diagonal shiny line passing through, because I think first if I do the same, then on the game design point of view, it's usually not a good way to do, because you give the same message to the player, but for 2 opposite things. One thing is danger, the spike is danger. The other thing is good, is the bonus, get the statuette. So if you give the same animation to something which is dangerous and something which is good, then you totally confuse the player. The player doesn't know if he should go there or he should not go there. So, maybe he will learn that if he touches the spike, he dies. So after that, he will see the statuette, and with the same animation, you say, oh no, I don't touch the statuette. So of course, we need an animation, but we need a different one. And that's why for this one, I imagined the statuette like being a gold statuette, so like maybe shiny sparks or shiny stars blinking on top of it. So that's why for this one I've implemented another animation, which is sorry, let me find it, not this one, this one. So yeah, it's an animation like a star growing, but actually to have something like blinking, I would like something to grow and then retract. So basically I want to play this animation, but I want to play it in ping pong mode. Ping pong, which means I go that direction and then I go back, the frame goes back. So the star grows and then it shrinks again. All right, and I think I want to add this on top of the statuette. And also I want to add this shiny star in invert mode, so with the invert color. So don't know if you know, in the Arduboy API, when you draw the bitmap, you can actually if you look at the draw bitmap function, you can specify the color, and the color is actually either white, like this one, black, or it could be also invert. Invert means what? Invert means if when you draw a bitmap with invert color, that means if the pixel is white, then it becomes black. If it's black, it becomes white. So just invert the color of the pixels. So that means when you draw something in invert, it will always be visible by doing sometimes negative, sometimes positive. So this is why I want to have this shiny star be drawn in invert color. So yeah, I tried this. I made a rough test, I would say, here for the shiny star. Let me show you. So here we have our statuette, and we have the shiny star blinking. But okay, that's the same, actually, the same ideas. I don't want to blink it like that indefinitely. I just want to blink, then wait a bit, then blink again. And also I want the position of this star to be randomized all over the statuette. So sometimes it will be here, sometimes here, here, here. So that will be like ching, 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 like this. Different effect on the statuette, and not always, so that when it's not blinking you can see that it's a statuette actually, but just enough to attract the attention of the player. I can just draw the animation separately to just to show you how they looks like separately. So here a star. Maybe the speed here is a bit slow. Maybe it can be played a bit faster also. So yeah, probably a bit too slow also. And with the little statuette, the statuette is not too big. I didn't want to make it as big as the player. In the original Rig Dangerous, it's almost as big as the main character. But here I want it to be probably half. So I think that's enough. I prefer like that. I think it looks more like the Indiana Jones statuette actually, with that size. All right, so okay, that was the second animation I start to implement. Then I implement the dynamite. So for the dynamite, we have we have this. So it's basically a dynamite with the fuse getting smaller every frame, right? And then it explodes, more or less. Okay. So at first I tried to do the sparks of the dynamite inside this animation, but then I noticed that if I want the sparks to feel like sparks, I need to play the animation quite fast. But if I play the animation too fast, then on the gameplay side, then the player won't be able to escape the dynamite. So actually the dynamite need to be probably consuming, the fuse need to consume for, I guess, 3 seconds, between 2 and 3 seconds. It's when I look at some replay from Rick Dangerous, looks like 3 seconds maybe, or 2 seconds. And here we have 6 frames, so we need to play 6 frames in 3 seconds. That means like 2 frames per second. So it's the frame rate is quite slow. The speed is quite slow of this animation, but the sparks didn't look good. And of course, I didn't want to increase this animation by adding many frames just for displaying different sparks. It would waste a lot of memory. So finally, I end up by doing two animation. So first, there is this animation, and these two animation and another animation for the sparks, and the two animation won't be played at the same speed. So this is the spark animation. So it's like spark expanding a little bit from the center, and the pixels go is a bit like this. And this one is played fast, and this one is played slower. So here is the result. Again, all that is debug code, so it's not the final one. I mean, yeah, more debug code here. And okay, here, okay, you can see the sparks going quite fast, and then finally the fuse of the dynamite consuming and then exploding. So the spark here, I also draw them into invert color, so that could be also visible. And also I want to say that the explosion at the end is probably too slow. So that means the animation like fuse consuming could be at that speed probably, but then the explosion, so the second part of the animation should go faster. So yeah, so all in all, what I want to say is there is a lot of little tuning that could be done on the animation. And also another thing I want to do is for the fuse animation, I always play it at the same position, but I think the fuse could also follow the spark, sorry, could also follow the fuse. So the center of the spark can follow the fuse position, more or less, which may give also a better feeling about the dynamite. All right, so that means what? That means we need to have more code to handle this kind of animation, to fine tune this animation, and also probably behavior, because also obviously the dynamite should not be played in a loop, but once it explodes, it's done. So yeah, that's why today I propose you to try to refactor that and make proper code for handling those objects. So I think what I want to do, yes, is to create a base class for the items, the item of the game, and the statuette, the dynamite, the spikes could be those items, and maybe even the AI later, or other kind of items. And basically the items in the games are the objects that are not permanent, as opposed to the level itself, to the map itself. So all the wall of the map that cannot be destroyed, that are always here, they are the static map. So this one can go into our big static map level here. But then the other items should be stored differently, like the statuette that is that the player can collect. So it's here at the beginning of the game, then it disappear, or dynamite that is not here, then placed by the player, then disappear, etc. The spike are always here and cannot be destroyed. So the spike could be probably stored in the big map here. I could give a special ID for the spike. However, the spike are lethal item, dangerous item, so that kills the player or AI. So if I put them in the map, then we'll complexify the code for handling the collision, handling the detection of, if you touch the spike. So I think I prefer to keep them separate. Maybe it will make the test easier for all this collision stuff. Yeah, so that's why I would like to just keep in the map just a static wall that never change. All right, so yeah, to do that, like I said, we should create a new class for, I think, a base class for items, and then I will inherit this for the different item that we have. So this time I want a class. And we will certainly have an update function in this class, and we will probably also have a position. Let me save it to have the syntax coloring item.h. So yeah, let's should I write the position now? Yeah, probably, yeah. We can change it later, it's fine. I will use int for now. So I still didn't decide if the position of the item and the position of the player, if they are local to the current area that the camera display, or so the small level, the small puzzle part, or if it should be global to the whole map. I have the feeling that would be easier if it's global to the whole map, because when we scroll, then maybe it will be easier to draw those items, So yeah, that's why I use int to have a bigger range of position. All right. Then I create the CPP class. Okay. Implement the base class. For all the item present in the level. Okay. So actually, I'm not sure if we need to implement any update. Probably not, because I guess all the update for these 3 items will be different. So it could be even abstract, I think. Should be like that in C++, I think. Let me try to compile this. No. Include. I forgot. Oh, sorry. So class definition, yes, of course. Forgot my semicolon as usual. All right. So now let's create our first item. I think the easiest one is the spike. So let's start with the spike. Spike.h, so I inherited it. This one is not virtual anymore. I will, for the spike, of course, I may have a flag, maybe an enum, because we have 3 type of spike. So type of the spike. Horizontal. So vertical left. And vertical right, I think. And of course, then we will have on type. So we don't need this one, of course, anymore. So let's call it type. Spike type. I prefer to change the name of the enum actually. yeah, spike type. All right. Okay, then we will implement the update in the CPP. Logic and drawing of lethal spikes. All right. I save spike.cpp. All right. I will also add the files to the project, the item and the spike. All right, so I didn't show you, of course, in the sprite data, but I have, of course, added all the sprite information in the sprite data, and I also created the constant variable for the size of the sprite. So they are already being used. So it's just in the map manager that I can get my spike code. So this, I temporarily use some global variable here for displaying. This one was for the dynamite. Okay, I made a mistake. Sorry. So the spike is here. So obviously we need animation speed. All right, so let's call it anime speed. Can be private. Const, of course. All right, and then this one, of course, should be the anim frame ID. So the animation frame ID, I'm wondering if we should place it in the base class of the item. Most of them will have animation, I think. Even if some have different animation. Yeah, not necessary actually. All items may be quite different. So no, that's fine. We can just redeclare it in the base class. Unsigned char is enough. Okay, so then we should not, of course, draw all of them, but just the one, depending on the type. We can make a switch. Switch on the type. Escape type. Actually, I want to rename that. I found a better name. I'll say visual type, I think. Yeah. Visual type. Okay, horizontal. Okay, so I draw horizontals. Of course, I should draw. For now, I'll draw X, Y. And then, okay, we will take care about that in a minute. I should break. So yeah, maybe I should take care of that now, because like I said, I want to swipe, then a pause. Oh no, yeah, that's fine. I can just do it in the anim frame ID. Yeah, that's fine. So if it's on the, so which one is right? Right, this? I don't know. What is more logical? Left is maybe on the left wall, so it's a mirror. So right is not mirror. Like this. Break. Case. Okay. Left, we drew it, mirror. Okay, so depending on the type, we draw the correct animation, and then this. So like I said, we should make a pause and then play all the frame. So how can we do that smartly without too many code? We can have we can make on every frame, and then the waiting time, then we start an animation, then if we are playing, and then we know if we play, because the anim frame is not 0, because when it's not playing, I want to use the first frame of the animation. So let's do that. I will do that because I want just to write optimized code. That means avoid adding more variable. So if the frame ID is not 0, that means I am playing an animation. Then if it's the time to move, I move. Right? And I can do the modulo here because I don't need to do the test. Maybe it's shorter. So I would say modulo 6. Okay. I also don't like this magic number. We may change it. I will change it in a minute. Okay, so if the frame is greater than 0, we are playing the animation, then we switch to the next frame at the speed of the animation. Otherwise, if the frame is equal 0, then I can do also every X frame, but like I can call it pause time. And if it's pause time, then become 1. We start the animation. And then the pause time could be, of course, longer. Let's write 60 for now. All right, let's try that. See if it compiles. It doesn't. So what did I do? Okay. I forgot to include. I forgot a lot of inclusion. Include file. I think include spike.h. I forgot to include sprite data, I think. Spike. Spike update. Spike h expected class name before. Oh yes, it doesn't know item. So I can include it, or I can just forward declare it, but these programs are so small. Item.h. Virtual void. Okay. In member function virtual void making date. Arduboy not declare, of course. Rick Arduros. Sprite data, as I told you. Sprite data.h. Where do I miss? X is private. Yeah, protected, please. All right, we are compiling. So I cannot just run it now because we didn't initialize any spike. So first I need to initialize one to be able to see one. Again, I will just do it here. I can remove that. So I just do it, you know, very ugly here. Spike.h and spike. Okay, not just one spike, and actually I guess we can write the constructor with the position in it. Yeah, let's do it now. It's fine. So basically start x int start y. Okay. So time start x start y. Okay, and then I should also write the constructor. Okay, and here we can initialize. So let's say 130. So I don't initialize type yet. We will do that later. Okay, and then I will draw it. Update. All right. So now let's try it. Include spec the edge. Again, I cannot. I don't know how to write include. I'm dyslexic today or what? Okay, constructor, blah, blah, error expected at the end of input. Yeah, of course. For now, it's nothing. All right, let's test. Where it is, it's not visible. All right, that's not a good news. That's really not a good news. So we have our spike 130. We update it, and spike update. The type should be initialized. I guess if nothing is drawn, nope. Why am I position? Oh, I didn't save it, sorry. Did I draw it on something else? 130. Oh yeah, I draw it on top of this one. Sorry. Let's remove that. Yeah, here it is. I think we have something working. Yeah. So here you can see we have these shiny lines going every 60. 60 is even too long, I think. Could be less. Could be 120 maybe. So just remove this. I tune the speed. We could even have like maybe two lines going. Well, that's some details. Let's move on. 120, and now what I want to do is also to specify the type in the constructor. So type, and then actually I will write it in the CPP now. And type equal type. All right, and then here now I should specify the type. So spike horizontal. Then I will create 3 spike. 1, 2, and 3. So like maybe 80, 120, 60. vertical left and vertical right. Two, three. Okay. Let's try that. All right. It's working. I feel 120 for the waiting time is a bit too long. I want something in the middle, maybe. 60, 80, 90. Yeah, 90. But it's working. That's fine. So it's at 60 frames per second. That means 1.5 seconds for every animation. Yeah. Anyway, this is something that can be tuned later. That's the beauty of having this kind of constant value, is because these value now are not just magic number lost in your code. It's something that you can really tune later if you want. Okay, that's great. So since we have our first item, I propose you to commit this, and then we can do our next item. So let's commit here. Yes, there is also the new image. I should commit all this image, the item, the spike. Check. Right, this is a backup. I will delete later. Don't worry. On the code, yes, I also have added some more animation for the rig, but I didn't implement it yet, so we'll see that later. So on the manager, we have some debug code. You know what? I just don't want to commit that. That's fine. I just uncheck that because it's debug code that we will delete anyway. This is all our new data in the sprite data. Also declaration. And that reminds me something about this value. I told you we should do something for it, so we can do it before committing. Actually, I want to know how many frames we have for this animation, but I basically know the number of frames because it's basically the size should be the size of the array. So like well, basically they should have all the same size, of course, but size of this one divided by I'm not sure. So then we will log the information because I just I'm a bit lost. I'm confused. So yeah, let's do that. Let's use the log. I'm not sure the log will be visible for you. So where's what tools? Serial monitor. Okay. So yeah, you don't see the log, but I can show it on this screen. This is the serial monitor of the Arduino. All right, and then so we'll show you later. So here we can go into here, and we can enable this. No, we don't need to begin. Okay, just to init the serial communication here, and then to log the information, it should be, I think, serial print. I'm not sure. Printf. Printf. Not sure. Let me check the documentation. Is it on the Arduboy? No, maybe it's not here. Okay, maybe it's a printf. Let's try that. So actually, I don't need to print it every frame. You can just print it at the beginning. Yeah, but I need to include the spray data. No, that's fine. Let's print it in the spike. Doesn't matter. Size of this array. Which value do we have? So does it compile this? Oh, I didn't save it, sorry. Nope. Let's just print. Maybe just print. I forgot the API for serial. I search quickly on Arduboy. Arduino. Actually, it's Arduino API. Arduino serial print. Yeah, in the meantime, while I'm searching, I think I want to also revert this this task, just because I think it's more beautiful in the other way. It's more logical. But basically it's the same, and I also add the bracket here to make the code more balanced. Oh no, I need to test this. Yes, oh, sorry, doesn't work. I don't want to test it 2 times. But yeah, or I can, yeah, what I want to do is this, sorry. I think the code is more beautiful that way. This probably doesn't change anything, but I think it's better. It's more readable, that's what I mean. Alright, so print. Yeah, it's not coming fast. I need to specify deck print. Okay, so maybe I can just say int, cast into int. No, it's the size of that is, oh, yeah, I should, the size of a complete type. But I don't want the size of 0, I want the size of the other one. What does it compile this? Yeah. So and okay, yeah, I should, it's a 3. I should add the end lining, of course. I think there is the print ln, something like that. Okay. Okay, 3. So size of this one is 3. Which is the size of this one. But I don't want the size of that one. I want the size of this array, the first one. So that's why I was trying to do if I do this, what does it say? I probably need to take the advice also. Invalid application size of increment type. Okay. Size of this array. If I do this, get confused to get the correct size. 2. Yeah, it give me the pointer, so give me 2. If I do that, does it compile? I don't think so. Ah, it compiles. Okay. Oh no, I didn't save it. Sorry about that. Yeah, it doesn't compile. If I do this and I take the address, or maybe I should cast. Probably I should cast. Can I cast like this? C syntax sometimes get me lost. I guess I need a pointer. I think I will search on the internet. All right. C size of 2-dimensional array. Yes, size of 2-dimensional. Size of result divided by size of the first one. Okay. To get the number of rows. I'm not, yeah, I'm not doing something crazy, right? Yeah. So if I do that, it doesn't want, right? Should I cast it? Cost. Oh, I didn't save again. With a cast is okay. Let's try that. And what do I have here? It's like 2. I don't think it's correct. So I don't know, the size of on Arduino seems a bit weird. I think I've done that in my previous project, so let me search in my previous project. Okay, not here. Actually, I just use constant to write it, to write the number of frame. I thought I used the size of, so this yes, maybe the problem also is because of this is in progmem, maybe. So let me check again what I'm doing on the sprite manager. No, even if it's in program, it should be able to give me the size of. The size of is computed during the compilation time, so that's why I wanted to use it, and that will just give me the correct size of the array, even if I increase the frame count after. So if I do this and this, does it compile? Which value does it give me? Still 2. Still give me 2. But obviously it's not 2. I want 6. Or I want, yeah, actually more than that. Alright. That's fine. If you know how to get the size of the first array, just please leave it in the comment below. So far I will just use then another constant value in the sprite data for this. I will just remove, just call it spike frame count it's 6. Okay, and then I can use it here. All right, and then I can just remove the log. So does it still working? Yes, we are good. We are good to commit. So let's commit again. Full screen. Where is my commit window? Yeah. So we were saying, okay, the image, the manager, I said we don't commit it. Spray data. Okay. Spray data, and then this item. And dot h, the spike. Alright, and then spike dot h. Okay. Add item based class. Implement the logic for the spikes. All right. So it's already, I think, more than 1 hour for this. So maybe I will stop the stream here. What I wanted to do is do the other class for the other items. Actually, I would like to continue if you don't mind. Yeah, I think it's better if we continue, because I don't know when I can continue after that. If it's too long for you, just make a pause, and then you can review the video on demand, the replay on the stream. Yeah, but yeah, I think I will continue and do the two other item class. So let's create another class. So we can create the class for the statuette. No, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. All right, let's save it. Statuette. Okay. So we may need anime speed and post time also. We will need also an anime frame ID for the spark, for the shiny star actually. Yeah. Do you have my NDIF? Oh, I forgot my NDIF here. Oh no, it's the CPB. Oh, do you have my NDIF? Yeah, I have it. Okay. statuette CPP. Okay. Statuette. We need a sprite data. No type right now. So we probably have the same kind of logic here with the frame ID, post time, yeah, wait to 1, go back, okay. But in the map manager, don't need this, don't need this. I just want this. So this time, because we have a ping pong animation, we need another variable, which is the direction in which I move. So I will save this variable. No, it's a sign char. A char is enough, and anim direction. We can start with 1. We should start with 1, by the way. So here it's just not +1, it's plus anim direction. So actually it's like this, plus equal anim direction. So it's basically the code you have here, plus the anim direction, and if it reach one of the two extreme, then we switch we switch the direction. So 0 is 0, it's fine, it's always the first animation, but then we should use here sprite data, shine star. So shine star sprite frame count, which we said is it's 4, if I will remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And so here okay, -1 if it's the last one. Then we reverse the animation. Alright, so this will make, okay, so I can get back the speed. The shine speed was 10, but I said it's a bit too slow, so we can make it like 6 maybe. I decrease the pause time also. we'll see what happens. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. And then we will draw the 2-bit map. We will draw the statue here. So this is X, this is Y. And then I want to draw the shine star. So right now we'll just draw X, Y. But like I said, I would like, in invert mode, like I said, I would like to random its position a little bit. But we can try it like that. So let's create a statuette in our debug code. Statuette.h. So I forgot, so we'll put it in 40, 50. And we will update it. All right, so let's try. I will add also these two files in the project. Long time I didn't save the project. Okay, so sorry, no conversion from into statuette. Where I think I made some mistake here. Yes, my statuette. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Expected in okay, XY, XY, what did I do? Includes statuette H, statuette, ooh, okay. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Okay. Seems working, but I always draw the first frame of the shiny star in inverted, so, and it's just in probably in center between the two eyes, so we should not draw it if the frame is 0, but this time I would like to draw it at the beginning of the animation and the end of the animation. I may want to draw it, so just for testing, let's just kill the first frame. And something's wrong with the animation, I think. I'm not sure. Let's draw it on the side just to see. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So if I draw it on the statue, yeah, that's the kind of feeling I would like to have. Yeah. Okay, so let's try to implement the random position to see if the feeling is better. Right now we'll kill the 0, the first frame. We will fix it later. I think we need another variable, obviously. Yeah. First we can implement the variable, because this time I cannot reuse the animation ID 0 because I want to draw this animation at the beginning of the animation and at the end, but then I don't want to draw it during the waiting time. So yeah, but so I need a Boolean variable that I set to true when it's the time, when the pose is finished. Then it will play, and when it's finished to play, I set it to false. Another possibility is to add one empty frame in the animation, but that will waste like 5 char in the animation. I'm not sure if it's actually more data or less. Depends on the code. Before with the spike we don't care because we always wanted to draw the first frame when the animation is not running, but here we just don't want to draw it when the star is not shining. So I don't have a smart way to do it. I have the heavy way to do it, like adding a Boolean flag, but what do we have here? Frame ID. Maybe I can. No, I can use a negative ID for it. That will make it. Yeah, for sure. That's the smart way to do it. So adding -1, then if it's -1, we start with 0. And then it increases. If it's -1, we start with 0. Then next frame we go here. Then it will be 1. Blah blah blah. Reach 3. Go back to 0. And I want to play that 0. Or I should, if it's 0, I change the animation. Then I change to -1. So I want to go up to -1. Okay. And then here, if it's greater than -1, we can play it. Let's try that. Yep. Yeah. Let's play it on the side. Sorry, I didn't show you the code I changed. I will show you in a minute. Yep, we have our dot. So what I change is just replace 0 here by -1. Then I start at 0. Then here I want to go back to -1, and here if it's not -1, if it's at least 0, I can play it. Alright, so now let's do some random. Obviously I don't want to random, I just want to random one time at the beginning of the shine. Then of course the animation should stay at the same position for the whole animation duration. So I have to save this information, right? Because I cannot see something every time. So yeah. I just need to char like shine star shift X and the Y. Position shift for the shine star. Relative to the statuette. By the way, right now this shining effect is embedded into the statuette object. If later on we need that shiny star on another object, that's fine. We can refactor the code and extract this code and move it to somewhere else. But I think I won't need it. I don't see any other items needing it. So, all right. So here, plus the shift plus the shift in Y, and when we start a new animation, we will random position. Check if we need to start star animation. Okay, so there is the round function. Do we have round on Arduboy? I think so, or I need to just call the round on Arduino. Yeah, I think it's round on Arduino. Okay, so random seed. I will not set the seed right now. We don't care. So just random in max. Okay, random. So could be this time I don't care to have hard-coded value, honestly. It's really localized to that function. I can declare a variable if you want, but yes, I don't care because I will only use it here. That's what I mean. It's quite obvious. So the star is like 3 pixels. 3 pixels. So let me show you the star again. Yeah, 1 pixel in the center, 2 on the sides. So we should maximum -2, I think. And the statuette itself is 5 pixels. So max, no, -2 or +1 to 3. Okay, should be -2 and 3. And the y, it should be -1, I think, because there is an empty pixels on the statuette on top, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, should be something like that. Does it compile, or do I need to include something? It compile. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so yep. Okay. So when the star is shining in the center of the statuette, it looks a bit weird. We can avoid that kind of value, like 0. We can say no, I don't want 0. I think the star should shine faster also. Let's tune this animation speed. Maybe 2. Maybe too fast. Yeah, I think it's too fast. A little too fast. Maybe 3 is good. And the delay in between, I think it's okay. 60 is okay. Mm-hmm. We can try to draw in white only, but I think it will be uh, worse, because sometimes we may not see the star. I will try to draw it in white. You see, when it draws in the center, it's not really visible. Or if we draw it like that, we should only draw it on the top of the statuette. All right, that's some tuning, but okay. So far, I prefer invert. Maybe I will not draw it too low, like maybe here, and I think we will commit it like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. Not too bad, at least. All right, let's commit like this, and I think this time I will stop the stream because I start to be tired. So the commit. The commit. Where's my commit screen? So the map manager, I'll still have some debug code. I don't need to commit that. And yeah, I have saved the project. Okay, sprite data. I added the frame count of the spark. I add the statuette. Check. And here implement. No, I would say the logic is not finished. So add the statuette class with its shining star. All right. So thank you for seeing this, following me, and seeing this this stream. I hope you enjoy it. And as you see, the road is still very long toward the end of this game. But yeah, we all know it's a long journey. Like I said in the first stream, I don't want to cut too much of the stream. So I would like to stream every time I code on the project. If you think it's maybe too long, just skip it. If you look at the video on demand. And I'll see you in the next stream, in the next video. Take care, and bye bye.